Welcome back, YouTube. As you seen, I don't know how I want to give it to you today. Trini style, American style. I don't know, we could go back and forth. But today the topic is your identity and the importance and key. What I say, man, the importance of your identity and how it is key in shaping what you get out of life, how you perceive life, everything in life, right? So let's start it off with this. This is just an add-on to a video I did do on TikTok. If you're not, go check me on TikTok. Anyways, your identity literally shape everything down to how you react to situations, how people treat you, how you treat yourself, the opportunities that come into your life, how you react or don't react. Literally everything, right? For example, the minute you tell yourself, I am a winner, I am said person that you strive to be, is an identity shift that changes your actions, Let me go a little scientific one on it real quick. The human brain seeks to constantly be in homeostasis, which in other words is just alignment with identity. So it want to be right all the time, right? So if you tell yourself, I am a fat person, if that is your identity from small, fat boy, fat girl, that is rooted in your subconsciously. So you and your brain being such an advanced piece of software or hardware, I even know, it reinforces that identity belief with actions. Understand? So you would eat unhealthy. You would some find humor in it, some hate themselves, some find humor in it, and still suffer with a smile on the face. Because nobody really want to be fat, right? Let me be real. But anyways, your brain just trying to prove itself right. So whatever your identity is set out is gonna produce the correlating actions to stay in alignment. That is where things like sin and conviction come in, right? When you done declare yourself a man and woman of God, you change. Your whole identity shift, right? When you're saved, there's a whole death of the old person, rebirth of the new person, and there's a new identity rooted in God's goodness and righteousness, right? So when you perform sinful actions that previously didn't affect you because it was in alignment to that old identity, it had no effect. But now that you're a new person, that identity, it breeds discomfort when you do things that's not in correlation to it, right? So, like as a saved person, I don't smoke and things so. So the event after smoking or something like that, it will leave me with discomfort. It will leave me with conviction. Other words, conviction, because you're doing stuff that's not in alignment with your identity and your body rejects it. It rejects it with all it might. You can never find comfort or solace in doing things that is not in alignment with your identity. So you want to have the corresponding actions to get what you want, shift your identity. This is it's not no rocket science, it's not no new information to all, but maybe all you need another way of hearing it to make it applicable in your life, right? But all I know, yes. Back to the topic at hand. Let me give you an example. I am a young migrant, young man from Trinidad and Tobago. I live here in the Baltimore area, right? My father live in Trinidad, so realistically, statistically, I should have turned out to be either a thug, some sort of Macomb man, or a statistic of some sort. Statistically speaking. But that is not the case. I've always been a stubborn person in terms of my identity. But what I say that is I had no father to teach me about no gal and being no young gallus and other little stuff that fathers come with, right? But I was never no ugly child, but I was no stunner like that. So you get a little regular couple gal there. But sometime in high school it hit me. Hey, forget trying to know how to get girl and all them kind of gimmicks and stupidness. Nobody care about none of that. And down to money too, because I always knew people with money in school. No matter what time, them always had money. But that was the identity. So I said, F that, I'm a getting money kind of guy. And I's a gallus. I just get good woman. A woman come to me. And that was the shift in my mind. It was no little no trick and do nothing. Like all it take was identity shift, and it shift your actions, it shift your belief, it gave charisma. Like no liar, it all was identity shift. As a kid, I was one of them kids that was quiet. My mother used to call me country bookie, whatever that mean, right? But essentially, it would be a social gathering. I'll be by myself, duck off by myself. I'll never smile. I just a real lone adult. Like, and to be an adult like that is a scary thought. Like, there's plenty man out there living hell like that. Thank God that wasn't for me. But all it was an identity shift. The identity shift bring about charisma, a level of humor. It just let you be comfortable in being you. And let you know that you could dictate who you are. You know? Like if you're a smart, knowledgeable fella, right? Some might call it and they trying to diss you or insult you, but it don't have to be that. It can simply be you are a charismatic, knowledgeable fella. Some cultures, a lot of smart cultures, appreciate a knowledgeable fella, appreciate an articulate person, right? You have to be the mold or whatever people put out to fit in, right? So now it's coming into some kind of motivational thing. Back to the topic at hand. Your identity matter, and all you have to do is shift your identity. Your mind more powerful than anything. Stop moving like a weak person. Or literally look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I's a winner. And let me prep all you for this, because when you shift into that comfort and that type of confidence, right? Sure enough, you'll get opposition from people. Time and time again on a day-to-day basis, I'll get you're arrogant, you're this, you're that. Who do you think you are? I tell you who I think I is. I's a winner. A son of God. I want a God favorite. And you need to acquire yourself and feel that way. And not even feel, know that yourself. You understand? Because at the end of the day, people would never understand it. And when they don't match up to that, they'll try to bring it down. They'll try to quote unquote humble you. Because people, guys, pessimism and a loser mentality as being real and realism. Do not be susceptible to that. Do not fall to this loser mentality of people. You're bigger than that, you're better than that. Shift your identity. You understand? But yeah, I feel like that's a very good video. Do you think so too? You should share it to your friend, share it to your brother, your mother, your sister, whoever it may concern. To whom it may concern, right? Because that's a message all I need. Real talk. Stop living your identity as a loser, because that's all you will get is loser results. Stop hanging with losers and talking with losers, and just forget that. He's a winner. And when people hit you with opposition, don't give them no disrespect. Depending on who you is. If your identity is you don't play with me and you're disrespectful, then tell them off, right? But it's your choice. I can't tell your identity. Know yourself, know your worth, and carry it as such, right? But yeah, thank you for watching the video. Share it, comment, like, subscribe. And we back on the Grizzly Dog. I feeling like myself again. So more pressure coming. More good quality content. And sure enough, this young man's been getting his money up. So this channel is shifting towards personal finance. And not just because, it pays better on YouTube, but because it's a thing that's near and dear to my heart. I feel like that's the root of all problems other than your spiritual endeavors. So you get right with God. You have to get your money right. Because when you get right with God, you're getting your body right. You can't just say you love God and be fat and out of time, right? Get your health, finances, and you're getting there. And health includes spiritual health. So just act like we putting God on the back burner. Right, I'll talk, Bye.